Welcome back to CBC News Network. There's sure to be plenty of intrigue over the 2.5 months until business officially resumes in Ottawa. Political junkies will want to circle September 18th on your calendars, by the way. So what will our Sunday Scrummers be keeping an eye on in the meantime? Susan Riley, John Ibbotson, Katie O'Malley joining me from Ottawa. All right, Katie, what controversy looms?
So this is a controversy that we've already mentioned has been sort of festering away that I think is going to continue to be a factor. And that is this issue of cash for access and sort of, high cost fundraising, high ticket prices where you get to hang out with the minister or the prime minister, but in combination with this idea that it's also getting things back. You saw this with the Conservatives when they were going after the appointment of Madeleine Meilleur, the former Ontario cabinet minister, as official languages commissioner. Interestingly, they didn't focus on her actual public history as a Liberal cabinet minister. They called her a donor. And there's a reason for that, and it's because that notion that somehow exchanging money to the party gets you good stuff, that's a narrative that can work for the opposition basically for the foreseeable future. And I think they're definitely going to be looking for any opportunity to kind of extend that narrative. Okay. John.
Well, I won't be looking that much at the government through the summer because the NDP leadership race is underway. There's a very interesting question as to whether Jagmeet Singh, the Ontario MPP, will win it. There's also a great question as to what exactly he stands for. But he's certainly a tremendous political threat in the suburban regions around Toronto. We're also going to be watching Andrew Scheer to see what kind of a job he does in unifying the party.
We're going to talk about those two things in a second, but what do you see the controversy? Don't jump the gun here.
All right, I'm sorry. Forgive me.
It's okay. It's okay.
It may involve China then. Okay. Canada wants a free trade agreement with China. China wants a free trade agreement with Canada. But there are all sorts of problems with signing such a deal with China, which is that it's still a country in which much of its capitalist system, quote unquote, is state-owned. And also, of course, it has a human rights record. So it wouldn't surprise me if something pops up in the summer involving the latest bid by China to acquire some strategic Canadian asset and the struggles that surround it.
Yeah, especially since the House Armed Services Committee in the U.S. is concerned about the latest bid for the Vancouver satellite company. So there's some concerns around that. Susan, what do you think will be the challenge that's looming ahead?
Okay, this is looking a little bit farther ahead than the summer. I think it was the Liberal government's intention, aspiration perhaps, to invest heavily in military hardware over the next, I forget what it was, 20 years, I think. And the fact that the F-35s, the fighter jets, such a controversial issue before the last election, apparently they're still in play. It's still possible that Canada might buy some of them, 88. I think that that is an issue that could blow back on the Liberals, especially if the NDP gets its act together and finds a vigorous leader. I think there's a constituency out there that the Liberals risk losing over this debate.
All right. Well, gang, that is a wrap for the season. Can you believe it? Freelance columnist Susan Riley, Globe and Mail's John Ibbotson, iPolitics' Katie O'Malley. This has been my first season hosting the Sunday Scrum, and I have to say, what an honor it is to talk with you each week. I look forward to it immensely, professionally and personally. Thank you so much for a wonderful season. I hope you have a wonderful summer.
Thank you, Carol.
Have a fabulous summer, Carol.